so much having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and you can catch me on Jiggy Jaguar TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thanks very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
Virtual backgrounds is what I've been playing with over there on the old, I gotta get rid of the virtual background. God, what a mess. It is the Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. So, we are coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio today. AMFM247.com. Tune in and iTunes. Thanks for tuning in to the big broadcast from the KJAG Radio Studios in downtown Evanston, Kansas. Thank you. We are live 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com. On-demand podcasts are available via the iHeartRadio app. And you can get us on TalkShoe as well and Twitch. We are on the Twitch today. Yes, we're twitching. Over there on the Twitch. I got a Twitch. Twitch used to be Justin TV. Why'd they get rid of it? Why'd they get rid of it? I don't know why they get rid of it. But we are going to do this. We are going to go to our first guest of this hour, Nikki VonSixxx, I think is how you pronounce her name. Nikki VonSixxx. Let's see. I think we might have Nikki VonSixxx. Nikki VonSixxx. I want to know what the VonSixxx stands for. I don't know. So, we will see what happens here with young Nikki. Paging Nikki VonSixxx. We're going to see what happens with Nikki VonSixxx. I think I got Nikki VonSixxx. Nowhere to be found, apparently. Apparently, nowhere to be found. No Nikki VonSixxx. She is unavailable, according to this. According to this, she is unavailable. So, okay. Just Skyped, yeah. I used that maybe.
Are you there?
There we are. You got you got the Skype set up there correctly.
Sometimes I am not the most tech savvy person, so sometimes it's a little bit of a trick for me.
Hey, that's fine. We're making it work here. We have got a great guest joining us today here on our big program. And just a very interesting individual, Nikki VonSixxx, is with us here on our broadcast. So explain this name. I have to know what is the whole Nikki VonSixxx thing, because you don't sound Russian, you don't sound German.
Okay, well, it kind of comes this way. My middle name is Nicole.
Okay.
So I didn't want to use, obviously, my real name for entertaining, so I went ahead and took my middle name, which is Nicole, and, obviously short is Nikki. Huh?
No, go ahead. I'm just listening.
I'm a diehard Motley Crue fan, have been ever since.
That's awesome.
Motley was, I believe, my second concert. I got to see the Dr. Feelgood tour when Tommy come out banging the drums upside down on the rotator, It was just really cool, and I was trying to think of a great entertainer name. And my family is actually from Scotland. And in the 15th century, the King of England granted us Highland royalties. We actually still have a castle over there that is now a tourist attraction. It has cottages on the grounds. My daughters would be last in line in the inheritance because it only flows so far, you know. So I thought the Von, you know, would kind of add a little flair to it. So I decided I'd go Nikki VonSixxx, make the S capital, and run 3 X's at the end. And, well, you know, it's kind of working out good. Everybody tends to ask, are you a Motley Crue fan? And I tend to turn around and show them the back of my thighs, and the back of my thighs say Too Fast for Love with the Motley Crue skulls and the dots.
Wow. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Nikki VonSixxx is with us here on our big broadcast. So, how did you get started doing this, being in the adult industry?
Well, it's kind of a long and short story. A friend of mine 20 years ago and I went and did a video, and I still had young kids at the time, and she took off and went and made her way in the industry, and I stayed home and raised my babies. Went to college, actually went to dental school, graduated with a 3.89 GPA, and went into oral surgery. A few years ago, I had a life-altering, whatever you want to call it, circumstance, and was not able to get back in the surgery office for the first year, almost 2 years. I had a little bit of a shake and what have you. So I kind of missed my window getting back into dentistry. So as my bank account was running low, I decided to contact my friend, which most people know. Her name's Kelly Pierce. She's been in the industry for a very long time. She's a well-known model. And I called Kel up and I said, hey, babe, think you can get me on cam or get me in a studio to shoot? And she goes, well, you know, I got my own cam site. So I started off camming for Kelly's Dream House. And it just kind of took off. And then I eventually moved over to Chatterbait. And Chatterbait has just done me really well. I mean, they're great people. They're great folks, you know. Obviously, I got invited to Chicago Exotica.
Yes.
I was just in Miami for Exotica. I had planned on going to New Jersey, but I'm in the middle of renovating a house. And so it's kind of taken priority. So I'm not going to make New Jersey, but I will be in D.C. for Exotica. So next year, I'll probably hit all 4, and I hope maybe I walk red carpet at Why Not or AVN or something next year.
Well, I'll tell you, this AVN thing, this is terribly disappointing because this is the second year in a row that AVN is not going to be doing their
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, be all on the internet.
It's
going to
be all virtual, and that's just, to me, ridiculous.
Right. I mean, it's just not the same, you know. People want to stand out there. They want to see their favorite stars and what have you. So I think they're going to try it, but I'll bet they find out they need to go back to their live red carpets and what have you.
Yes.
So
we have got a great guest with us today. Nikki VonSixxx is with us, and you can find her at VonSixxx on the old Twitter machine. And so what has been, you know, you do the Chatterbait stuff, you do all sorts of camming. What is, you know, I will have to say that, you know, a lot of people do not prescribe, I guess, to the whole T-girl or dolls with balls or whatever you want to refer to them as.
I love it when certain ones will go tranny, you know, and I kind of tend to be a smartass and be like, I'm not a fucking car party. I
was getting ready to go
but
there.
I'm not a car party.
That's awesome.
You know? I prefer T-girl or trans woman, but I am in the industry, so I let it fly. It doesn't really bother me.
Well, the one thing I think is funny is that there's a lot of people that they don't say they're into this, but there is a local porn store here that their biggest seller is tranny porn. I hate to say it, but it is. And I'll tell you, when we went to AVN the first couple years that we went out there for AVN, I'll tell you, the trannies are the most well-trafficked booths at the event. There's a lot of people that say they're not into this, but they are.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. In the straight per se community, you know, there's a lot of couples getting into pegging. And, you know, where the girl straps up and, you know, she does the guy. And I don't know, anybody that's ever played with toys or anything, you know, after a little while, the toys aren't doing it, and curiosity starts to get
the toys aren't doing it.
and right, and, you know, I mean, it really doesn't. And, you know, curiosity gets the better of them, and then they start looking into trans porn and trans girls, and we kind of have a little, you know, I'm from Central Illinois, and we kind of have a little standing joke that within a 50-mile radius, I'm the best kept secret in these small towns. So, you know, I don't...
That is amazing.
I never kiss and tell, and I'm not out to out anybody, and I'm not big on being a secret, to be honest with you. I've been single 8 years because I'm not willing to be a secret. Yeah. You know, I went through hell to get to be where I was at in my transition and what have you. So to hide me, like I kind of tell guys, I'm on a dating site or two, and like I try to tell them, look, I'm not a coat you hang in the closet and pull out when it's convenient for you.
I'm not a coat you hang in the closet. That's great.
You know, so, but they do. I have found that a lot of these more straight guys, they do. They're very curious. And if you get to talking to them, it always seems like it relates to, well, you know, a girl was giving me oral and she slipped a finger in, and then we started with toys, and now I'm just really, really curious. And, you know, so I just kind of take and follow whatever direction they're kind of trying to ask. You know, most of the time guys come in, or girls, I have a lot of girls too, and they'll come in and you can kind of tell by their screen name which way they want to go, you know, whether they're a top or a bottom or dominant or submissive, you know. And so I just kind of roll. I'm pretty perverted and kinky in my own world. So if you've got the idea or a thought, I can pretty much put the plot line together and we can run with it. And it just seems to work. You know, I shoot a lot of custom content. I mean, all my income, my sole source of income is all related to the adult industry. So it just works. And I have found that after the life-changing incident, my fans have helped me recover from it. I have, you know, like, oh, damn it, the word is eluding me. Like, you're self-conscious, you know?
Yes,
yes. And what have you. They have really helped bring my confidence level way back up. I was very timid after the incident, and my fans have really helped bring me out of that dark spot, I guess you could say. And I enjoy what I do, and I don't always have guys, you know. I'm not a real greedy girl. So if I get guys on there that are, you know, they want to talk, sometimes I swear we're like bartenders. People like to open.
You know, I'll tell you, you say this. You kind of are right. You webcam people are like bartenders.
Well, it really is, I mean, I usually always try to ask somebody, how was your day? If it's a Friday, did you have a great work week? Or if it's the middle of the week, how's your day going? I want them to be in my room, and I want them to feel comfortable. A lot of times I make them feel so comfortable, they end up on this friend level, I believe. And,
oh, yeah. It's this weird thing where they all think that because... I've seen it when I go to these conventions and you see the porn marks, and they think that because they have their porn or they've seen them on, whatever it is, the websites or what have you, that they have this weird connection.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I met a couple people in Chicago at Exotica, that they were great guys. We took pictures, I did autographs, whatever, and then, they found me on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, I mean, really, you can Google my name and it'll throw you everywhere I'm at.
Yeah.
And, but they message from time to time, and it's weird because, I mean, it's not weird, but I had to tell one guy, I'm not a psychologist, but if I was, this conversation's about $350 an hour, honey, because, yes. I mean, I get it.
Yes.
I'm glad you're comfortable talking to me, and if somebody was having a rough day or, I wouldn't want to put someone off, because I've had my days where if it wasn't for a cam fan or when I was a manager in retail or even in the dental office, that they didn't help me on a bad day. And you never know when that one kind word is going to save a life.
Yes.
Or that one conversation with the guy that has his wife at home and is really not wanting to hide it from her, but doesn't know how to bring it to her.
That too.
And
that too.
I actually don't know if you know, but I had a Yeet Fans interview, and they asked me a few things, and I said, I think my highlight so far of my camming career was I had a guy that loved to play, and he was in steady. He's a really nice guy, and he wanted to know how to bring it to his wife. And I said, well, is she open-minded or closed-minded? And he's like, no, she's very open-minded. He's like, I'm just not sure how to do it, So I kind of gave him a few ideas and what have you. And like 3 weeks later, they actually both got on cam with me. And she told me, thank you. Felt like I saved her marriage because there was this blockage that they both could feel. But neither one, he didn't know how to express it to her, and she didn't know what it was to be even asking. And with some of the advice that I gave him, he took it, and they have totally revamped, rejuvenated, and brought I think they were married 10 years, and she's like, our sex life and our actual life together has gotten better because of this, and she wanted to make sure she got on to meet me personally and tell me thank you. And right now, I believe that's probably been the highlight of my cam. I saved a marriage, maybe for only a few months, I don't know, but, short term, they're both very happy. They both get on cam with me when they're on, and I just kind of think it's a great thing. I really believe it's a great thing when a couple can truly express themselves and find that fulfillment that they need.
I think that's fantastic. So, with the Exotica experience when you were out in Chicago, what was that like?
Well, Chicago was my first one, and the first night, it was a little bit overwhelming. You come in, you get your armbands, you go to the Chatterbait booth, you start getting everything set up, and you start looking around and you're like, damn, these are other models that I know of, or, they've been in it for a minute. And so it's very intimidating the first night and maybe part of the next morning or afternoon when we got started. By the end, I'd made some great new friends in the industry and took away a lot of good notes. Managed to go to Miami, and between Exotica Chicago and Exotica Miami, I had several different talent get a hold of me, wanting to know if I was going to be available to shoot in Miami and what have you. And I said yes. So when I got to Miami, I ended up shooting 5 or 6 scenes with a couple different, a couple and a couple different people. I mean, it was a really good time. Those videos will be coming out soon enough. They're not all finished and ready to go yet, but Chicago was very intimidating. Like I said, I wasn't really well known when I got to go there. And after being there, like, my fan base jumped again, it kind of jumped a couple hundred people, and my chatterbait jumped hugely. I mean, it really took off. And when I got to Exotica Miami, I was great. I walked in, I felt comfortable. I had all the new goodies like all the big girls had that have been around a minute, and it went over well. I couldn't believe the amount of people that come up and wanted pictures and autographs. And I mean, I still have chatterbait swag here that is signed. I got to get in the mailbox and get mailed to different people. So it was a great experience. Chatterbait does a really great job with the performers. They brought us great food. We did great dinners. Anything you needed, they were there to do. And it kind of felt like I was brought into the family, like, hey, you're home. We want you to be here. And it was just amazing. Like I said, in the beginning, very intimidating. By the end, it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, how do people get in touch with you online and everything else?
Well, you can follow me at Twitter at VonSixxx, Facebook. I do have Facebook. Now, Facebook doesn't like the adult industry, so it is not 3 X's on the VonSixxx on Facebook. It's just 2. I have Instagram.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right. They won't let me put the 3rd X up. Every time we've tried, they've canceled it. So it's just got 2 on Facebook. I do have Instagram. I have OnlyFans, Pornhub, TransFans. I believe I still have a Hung Angels account. I'd have to go down my list, but for the most part, Twitter, Facebook, OnlyFans, Instagram, you can DM me as long as you put a clean title, I tend to respond. So those would be, and like I say, the other real easiest way to find me, just Google Nikki VonSixxx. There's 2 people that come up, Nikki Six and me right below it. And what I found was really cool was when I started my Twitter, I really didn't run it for very long. I only really started getting my Twitter going and getting it really up and moving in the last year and a half. And Nikki and Tommy Lee both follow me on Twitter, which is totally cool. I love it.
That's interesting.
And, I keep waiting on Nikki to message me and tell me, nice sly on the name, but he hasn't yet, so we'll see.
Awesome.
I'm hoping to catch the stadium tour. I had tickets. Well, I have tickets, but I don't know what's going on with that. Most of that stuff's been put on the back door, but I'm hoping when they come back around, because I've seen Motley 3 or 4 times, and I'm just, I was trying to think of an industry name, and I got to thinking, well, you come from Scottish royalty, and, you're a crew fan. Let's just twist it up a little bit, and that's how everything came to be.
Well, that is fantastic. I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on the program and chatting with us. you are amazing, and we definitely have to do this again. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
I'd love to. Like, I'm gonna be in DC. Maybe check with me after DC, or and we'll see.
I think we'll do that, because then we can hear about all these sly politicians that maybe got a hold of you.
We might have to be careful on that one. They might have NDAs or something else for us to not divulge, But
well, Nikki, good.
I feel like DC's going to be very interesting.
Yes, I think it will be. Well, Nikki, I will touch base with you after that Exotica, and we will talk soon. Thank you, my friend.
Very much, and thank you, James. I had a great time, and again, thank you so much for pulling me out of the crowd and noticing me. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. Well, thanks for doing this. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Nikki.
All right, maybe we'll meet sometime.
Appreciate it. Yes, we will definitely do that at some stage of the game.
All right, well, you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Everybody else has a wonderful day, and like I said, easiest way to reach me is Twitter @VonSixxx in the DMs, or you can hit me on Facebook Messenger.
Fantastic. There she goes.
All right,
that
you
is
have a great day, James.
Nikki VonSixxx. She is amazing, and we're going to take a brief time out. You just never know what's going to happen here. We are going to take a time out. When we come back, we have got more.